one's missing here if we go back here and we look at, it doesn't mention security. And I remember saying to Vitas, so if we could close the poll and go back to the slides, I remember saying to Vitas, I wonder why we've not got security or fraud there. And I even gave him, when he asked me, first of all, I actually included security as a fifth one, so bad on me. But let's talk about it. I suppose your response, Vitas, was that it's kind of implied that it would be security. But I know we're running out of time, but this is important. So I'm going to ask each of one of these guys to give us perspective of where fraud management security fits into, sorry, that's not the slide I wanted. I'm going to go to you, Alex. How are banks working towards keeping their customers safe in a cross-border environment?
Yeah, so clearly balancing speed and fraud is a fine balance. Key, as we've already touched on in terms of, is making sure your fraud processing is as seamless and automated as possible. And again, ISO can help with that in terms of its structured data, of course. I think one way in which we've looked at that at JP Morgan as well is embedding customers into that process as well. So for example, for our institutional clients, we have solutions that enable them to define their own fraud rules that are aligned to their business and so forth. And I think in sort of empowering clients in that way and embedding them into that process, you can kind of shift the view as, fraud is simply friction and delay, but actually a value-added service to our customers. And they can kind of, as I say, you can help that be realized through developing solutions that bring them into that process. And
potentially self-serve.
Correct.
As well. Okay, so that's from a bank's perspective. Now let's come on to you, Vitas, from a tech perspective, and let's keep it snappy.
No pressure. I will see security in the middle of the, and basically, it's covered into cost and speed, but as you said, it's implied. So we need to have secured payment, and the bank needs to follow that for the ecosystem. So security is at the middle of everything we do here, but of course, it's about cost, reducing cost of fraud, and ISO helps you to do that. And it will also frictionless payment, improve speed. So I will see it more between cost and speed, but honestly, for me, it's in the middle of everything we do. Huh?
Yeah, it's at the core. It's implied in all the solutions that we offer. Okay, so Annick, from a market infrastructure, regulatory perspective?
I would again beat a drum for collaboration. I mean, both, we have at association level a fraud taxonomy that we've created so that everyone gets into the same language when speaking about fraud, but most importantly, to make sure that actually everyone can see, decide, and the elements that they don't have direct access to. We also, at EBA clearing level, have launched FPAD nicely in time for the concerns that everyone has about instant payments turning into instant fraud. And that is, again, something where the collaboration from the banks that actually created this has now enabled that we're actually able to also have a good foundation for cross-border payments when they are then speedy to also be safe going forward.
Great. And then, Francois, you're under pressure as well from a SWIFT perspective. I mean, you've said a lot already, so maybe it's a case of reiterating it.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no way that these, outcomes that we see from an end user perspective comes at the expense of the security of the entire ecosystem. So, I mean, I will just reiterate and complement on what my colleagues already said. It is about making payments in a more efficient way, starting to leverage the recent initiative, new ones, FPAD solution for the European payments. We know that you're also looking at sharing data of the ecosystem for cross-border payments for really make sure that this license to operate is it remains, but improving the outcome for the end user. So, yeah.